This is the 147th Taiku in the Babylonian Talmud. It appears in Tractate Bava Metzia, page 57a. Actually, it starts on 57b at the bottom, and it may be more than that, but I'm sorry for this place. Some of the Taikus have very long, large amount of questions and material before the Taiku. So I don't know how far this goes, but I started from the bottom of 57b, last few lines, with the words Omer Matirin, O'Ain Omer Matirin. Omer Matirin, O'Ain Omer Matirin, Echidami, Ide Ashrush Tanina, O Idela Ashrush Tanina, Titnan, Im Hirshiu Kodim La Omer, Omer Matirin, Im La Vasurin, Ad Shiavo Omer Haba. Rava raises an additional dilemma. See, additional, it means there's more questions before this. So if you want to see this, you can go to Bava Metzia 56b and learn that there. There's probably a few more questions there. This is, where I'm starting from. Rava raises an additional dilemma. Does the sacrifice of the Omer offering permit one to eat the produce grown from these kernels, or does the sacrifice of the Omer offering not permit one to eat the produce? The Gemara asks, what are the circumstances if it is a case where the kernels took root? We already learned that halacha. If it is a case where the kernels did not yet take root, we already learned that halacha also, as we learned in a Mishnah in Menachot 70a. If crops took root before the sacrifice of the Omer offering, the Omer offering renders it permitted to eat them. And if not, if they took root only after the sacrifice of the Omer offering, it is permitted to eat them until the time for the sacrifice of the next Omer offering will arrive. Just wanted to point out that we came up to Menachot 70a, and today in the Pil 89 calendar, it's November 13th, box 30, and 30 equals 70. And Pil 89, so 70 came up today. Right here in the daily Taiku. Okay, so in Menachot it says if crops took root before we learned in the Mishnah, Menachot 70a, if crops took root before the sacrifice of the Omer offering renders it permitted to eat them. And if not, if they took root only after the sacrifice of the Omer offering, is prohibited to eat them until the time for the sacrifice of the next Omer offering will arrive. Lo tzricha. Dinu v'zar'inu kodin omer. No, Rava's dilemma is not superfluous, as it is necessary to raise it in a case where one reaped grain and sowed its kernels prior to the time of the Omer offering, and the time of the Omer offering arrived and passed while they were in the ground, and the kernels did not take root before the sacrifice of the Omer offering. And now we move to 57a, where the Taiku will be found. Mahu leminkatum echal minayu kima l'sharyan v'chanda demeh u'shirinu omer odilma batlinu agav ara Taiku. This is Rava's dilemma. What is the halacha? Is it permitted for one to take some of the kernels and eat from them? Is there a legal status like that of kernels cast into a jug, and the sacrifice of the Omer offering rendered their consumption permitted? Or perhaps he subordinated them to the ground, and their legal status is that of seeds that did not take root, and they are therefore forbidden. The Gemara concludes, the dilemma shall stand unresolved until the coming of Messiah.